Hi and welcome. It's Rebecca, Empathic Crow. I am trying a different angle out today so that you can see the cards. I will do my best to turn them in a way that you can see them on the camera. But this is my first time doing this. It was just a thought that came into my mind. So we'll see how it goes. This lepidolite heart grabbed my attention because I wasn't necessarily going to record a reading today, but I felt really called to it. And with lepidolite, there is a component of lithium in the mineral composition. Lithium being used even in medications for mood treatment for many, well, longer than I've been alive even. It also has mica in it. It's good for things like calm, mood, spiritual awakening, spiritual awareness, intuition, self-love, and also a bit of protection in there too. And with the mica, I often see mica as being kind of like reflection, so reflecting on things. And all of that being something that in this time when there's a lot of uncertainty and confusion and things may feel very emotional or chaotic, the encouragement to remember to focus on peace and compassion and things that we can do that can help ourselves and others. So with that being said, I have the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane, and I have the Intuitive Whispers Oracle by Maud Hurst. And anything I say is not meant to exclude anyone or make anyone upset. However, if my content is something that, whether from me or from spirit, not something that's in alignment with you, it's okay. I'm not your reader, and that's okay. So I just want to put that out there. But for those of you who do feel drawn to my content and you watch any part of it, thank you. I do appreciate you being here and helping me to bring messages forward that are needed. Yes, sometimes you may have posts from me about my business, but that's because in order for me to continue to bring these messages through, and also because I really enjoy connecting with people and doing the more one-to-one services, I have to say it and I have to put it out there, right? So without any further ado, these are pre-shuffled. Excuse me, something has my allergies going crazy. These decks are shuffled already, and we will get into the reading. Thank you again for being here. So the focus that I have set an intention for is to just ask, what are things that we as a collective need right now? What do we need to navigate the emotions that are occurring in this moment, regardless of what side you stand on? So I'm going to take a grounding breath, and you're welcome to if you'd like as well. I have been using a black obsidian mirror just as a new tool to see how I feel about it. Typically messages come to me through meditation, visually, I hear them. Sometimes spirit slows me down and gives me a direct channeled message in a reading. It just depends. So if I feel called to use it in the reading, I will. If not, I won't. But just kind of a disclosure to let you know that it's there. Now, with these cards, I haven't flipped over this one yet, and this is not necessarily, even though it's facing you in reverse or facing me upright, that meaning I'm an intuitive reader. So each card may not be exactly what a guidebook would say, and reversals I read just through intuition unless a card flips out and it is immediately reversed. So just letting you know that in real time too. So I'm feeling called to let the cards come out and then read. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So Spirit, what do we need to help us to get through this time, to get through the emotions, to be in that more loving energy for ourselves, for others? What do we need? Or are you telling me to go ahead and start with those two cards? All right. So we're going to take these in the order that they came out. And again, I don't reverse my cards in the deck, so that doesn't mean that these are reversed or not. We'll take the card on the bottom of the deck, which is the Death card. And we'll start reading and we'll go from there. I also sometimes do use spreads, but not usually. Again, going intuitively, I just read the story. Sometimes it's past, present, future. Sometimes it's just a full story. Just if you haven't been here before, if you're new to this channel, Empathic Crow, this is what I do. All right, so the one that was hidden, and that makes sense. And I say hidden because it's the one that did not present itself to us immediately, is the Chariot. And one of the first things popping out to me in this is the moon. Those things that feel hidden, the one that was hidden, the things that feel hidden. And look, even right here, there's a wreath, just like there is on the Six of Wands, which is typically seen as a victory card. And it is more in the background. The moon is more present than this wreath is. So right now is a time, of course, as we know, of transition and change. And some things may feel like they're coming in fast, and some things may feel like they're not. And then even around the throat, we have some clouds and things coming in. So in this journey, this transition, we're not going to know everything. And some things may appear as if, I'm hearing that's not for you to know. I know it's not for us to know. As if they're difficult or not something that we would want. Like, notice most of this card is mountainous, so it may feel difficult, but that doesn't mean the journey's not necessary. Because I'm doing this backwards, I don't know where to put these cards. All right, I'm just going to put that there. You know that I said that card already. Next, we have the Queen of Swords, and with this, while she's pointing in a specific direction, and the way that her arm is pointing, it is up toward these flowers. So we're going in a new direction. This follows right after the Chariot. But this is calling us to really get clear on our thoughts, to really communicate in ways that we're thinking about what we're saying. We are allowing ourselves to calm. I'm seeing the lepidolite in my head, bringing me back to the stone to say this is where we focus on being able to calm our thoughts, our emotions, so that we can think clearly. Not everything is what it seems, is what I'm hearing, and not everything that you think is real. So remembering that thoughts are not facts, emotions are not facts, and that some of the things that are presented to you as facts, I don't know why I can't say that word very well right now, again, are not as they appear. She has flowers here as well, and these flowers are yellow, orange, and red, which reminds me of sacral, solar plexus, sacral, and root. So I feel like we're being called to make sure that we are releasing some of those anxieties, allowing ourselves to focus on things that are meaningful, things that we can do that bring in that joy. I'm seeing the heart again, because heart I see as the center of the chakras. It's the balance, bringing in that heart, but grounding ourselves with that red root chakra. So solar plexus, sacral, and root are coming in. And she is standing on those while also having the new beginning up here. I'm getting like this huge stabbing pain in my forehead on the right side above my eye. And that is not something I've experienced before. So let me see if there's something in the card that's related to that. I feel like this is more something that you're experiencing, things feeling like a headache. It feels overwhelming. Like this feels like a, not a tension headache, but just a stress, like in general, just like a stabbing pain, which this is the Queen of Swords, but it feels like it's stabbing, like it's just cutting through what? Cutting through the muck. Cutting through the muck. Cutting through the muck. Cutting through the muck. Like it's, I get that muck is like, sort of like mud, but just it can be other materials than dirt. But so it's kind of cutting through some of those things that now I'm seeing kind of like a sorter, like here, 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 here. So this is you being able to cut through and navigate the things that you feel are true versus aren't, like things that are presented aren't always what they seem. we know that already because there's a lot of AI stuff out there. There's a lot of different angles, and that's been something for a long time. The Tower, this feels like a Tower moment. You know, the Chariot can sometimes feel like a Tower moment because it means that in order to move, in order to take action, and for there to be change, you're having to do something different. You can't stay in the energy that you've been in before. And as I'm looking in the mirror, even though this is the Tower card, I'm seeing the Rider-Waite-Smith Devil card, which is that energy of releasing ourselves from those fears, those addictions. And it doesn't even have to be like substance or, and I'm just looking up now, substance or addictions that you would think of. It's that instant gratification or that instant thought, because this isn't saying, when I was talking about the sorter, this isn't saying just like make that decision quick and decide, yes, this is 100% right or this is 100% wrong. This is about getting clear on what it is that you feel and believe, and I'm being called back to the heart, in your heart, not just in your mind, not just what you think are facts. And that word keeps coming up. So, and I'm holding this in reverse. I didn't even realize that. Again, the Tower doesn't always come to fully destroy. It comes to end things that we feel like we're not able to end, that we feel like we're needing to hold on to. We're stuck in place so that new things, it was 11:44 when I said that, can come in. So this is an energy that feels like chaos. It feels like, you know, lightning is striking and it's destroying everything and it's hurting. The Page of Wands, right now, the way I'm seeing that is part of that new beginning energy that I was talking about with the flowers here in the Queen of Swords. Again, the Tower has to occur for there to be a new beginning. And we have the sun very prominent in this card. In fact, it's the brightest thing, I believe. Yes, the brightest thing in this card. And the crow in the Page of Wands is calling out. So it's not even that there's forward movement. It's like a vocal aspect to it as well. Like speaking out, like recognizing, not just thinking in your head, but talking about how things are different. And I'm seeing worksheets that I would give people about cognitive reframes. And so what that's saying to me is it's being able to reframe things so that we don't feel like we're so lost, confused, or out of control. Notice that this crow is holding onto the wand, almost like it's not like looking like it's going into battle. It's just, I have this wand and this wand is here for me. It is mine. Like that, it's not something you're losing. So I feel like this is yourself. It may feel like you're losing yourself or pieces of you, but you're not. Your core, that wand, the stability, the anchor, you are the anchor. Your heart is part of that anchor. And that makes sense why the grounding stones, black tourmaline, numite, and garnet, I put in front of me and put kind of as a barrier and protection. So it's not fully letting your guard down and knowing that you don't have to give every piece of you. You're not losing pieces of you. Don't hold on to everything so tightly. So I'm seeing the 10 of Wands right now, which is kind of carrying around all those wands and carrying around all the things that have happened, all the things that can sometimes begin to feel like a burden, and you're not needing to do that. You don't have to like shout out, but you're still speaking. It still creates a ripple. I'm hearing it still creates a ripple. This crow is like flying over top of all of these houses, like over top of this village. It looks almost like an airplane view. If you've ever been in an airplane flying in over a big city, and you even see like people's pools and things. I'm seeing the aerial view right now. And things from that view can seem so small. What does that have to do with anything? The village does look small, rising above it. Pulling yourself out of the chaos I think I said that earlier. If I didn't, that's part of what I was talking about with the calming of the stone. Like, sometimes we have to pull ourselves back so that we can re-energize and calm ourselves, because it's about sustainability. I said this to someone in a comment on a post 15:15 on the clock recently, that it's not trying to put your head in the sand, but knowing that sometimes you have to pull yourself back from the things that feel like chaos so that you can use your discernment and you can have the energy and sustainability to move through, to have the energy to be able to create change. Because otherwise you're wearing yourself out, and then you don't have the ability to be that active speaker, that active participant. Now, the next thing we have is the 9 of Cups, which is looking very similar to the 7 of Cups in this photo, with all the options and offerings in it. And the 7 of Cups often I see as kind of like having choices, but they're not always the choice that you would expect. So this is the 9 of Cups though, and with the 9 of Cups, the 9 is right before that completion. And 2026 is a 10-year, which is that completion of a cycle. So I feel like this is saying, with all the things that are in there, like there's a lotus flower down here. You've been through this cycle. You've grown up through the mud. There are things that can help to sustain you. There is the new beginning. We got the sunflower. We got the sun coming in. There's still some darkness that is in the background, muted colors. And there's this green, that heart chakra. And so it's feeling like this 9 of Cups is saying, you know, you may not feel prepared, but there are things that you have that can lead you into this new beginning. Let me see if there's anything. And notice that in the sunflower, there's green, if you can see it. It's like the center of the sunflower is that green, that heart chakra. So the new beginning requires that heart chakra, that self-love, love of others, compassion, things like that. And that you don't have to hold on to the anxiety. Anything else coming through in here? So we have the keys right here that always look like glasses to me. Let's see if I can put it closer to you, right there where my finger ends. They always look like glasses to me. So I feel like the key is that you keep your eyes open, that you kind of look at things, as we were talking about before with the Queen of Swords, look at things through a lens where you're not just looking at the big picture. There we go, that too. You're not just looking at the big picture, but you're looking at some of the details. Because if you're just looking at the big picture, you're missing out on some of the little things. Like you're just accepting things as they're presented as they are. And then the Death card, just like the Tower, like this is a cycle. It has to end. And like I said, 16:16 on the clock, as I said that. 2026 breaks down numerology-wise to a 10. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6 equals 10. You don't break 10 down more. You don't have to. And 10 is the completion in the tarot. So it's going to take, dissolution is the word that I hear as I'm seeing like something dissolve. It's going to take the end of a cycle in order to move forward. But notice these red flowers here. It's about being grounded in that and knowing that this card is not saying that there's a physical loss. There can be. And it's a change of energy either way. It's a change of energy. So what am I being called to over here? So in the mirror, this is looking like an angel standing over. What are they standing over? Someone of importance. And I'm just going to leave it at that because that is it. So whatever that important thing is, so something of importance, someone of importance, but it leads to a change. We'll see if any more cards want to come out or if I'm ready to use the Intuitive Whispers deck. We're already at a little over 19 minutes. All right, let's reground. And as I say that, the candle goes out for the obsidian. What am I feeling called to? I feel like it's going to be a different deck. It's going to be a different deck. So why is it a different deck? And on the bottom, this is what I was talking about before, community. And then also, I talked about these, like the Three of Cups, community that I was talking about, building community, compassion with this lepidolite. Things looking different. So it's figuring out the things that you can do individually or in community. And then I talked about the Ten of Wands when I was talking about the Page of Wands. Like that you're not having to carry the whole burden. It's keeping with you what you need and knowing that you can hold strong to that. What am I being called to? Okay, we'll do Light Seers. I've got other tarot decks than these, but this is what I'm being called to. So this is what we're going to use. This is the Light Seers Tarot, and I apologize if that noise was loud. It's Light Seers Tarot by Christian. And this is a pocket deck, so it is a little one. We'll shuffle just a couple of times instead of my typical 3. Let me make sure they're going the right way. I like my cards going a certain way. I was going to try to make this like a shorter read, but it feels like the message wants to go a little further. Also to note, we have the Ten of Wands, and I said it's a 10-year. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's led up to this change. There's a lot of things that have led up to this change, and it's not just even the last couple of years. That is going to put that backwards, or is it? I'm usually really good spatially, but for some reason, probably because I'm trying to focus on what the message is. Things are feeling off for me right now, and I feel like that's part of the message, that it just kind of feels like you don't know what direction you're going in, and it's one thing to run off of your intuition, but also to use discernment. Like, you have to have both. It's not just one or the other. All right, so we've got the Two of Swords. So just, again, removing the blindfold, recognizing, you know, these birds, I don't feel like I've said this before, but you can't tell. Are they helping, trying to help her, trying to be helpful, or are they making things harder? And so that's something that she has to decide. Are they helping her in some way, trying to help her take off the blindfold, or are they trying to make it harder for her? Are they attacking her? And she's got one on each side speaking in her ear. So I feel like this is just that confirmation of what I literally just said, of using your discernment and making sure that you are being clear of thought, that you're coming to your own conclusions based off of what you observe and the evidence presented to you versus what you hear or perceive from either side. So we have the Queen of Cups, and so this is going to be taking a balance of the thoughts and the emotions. And that can be hard sometimes because thoughts can create these really intense emotions, and emotions can create these really distorted thoughts. So this is calling us to be balanced in the way that we view things right now. And that's even in the imagery. She's got this very grounded red color on her root chakra, and then she's in the water partially, but regardless of what element she's sitting in, she is grounded, she is focused, she is clear, and she's calm. So again, coming back to the lepidolite, balancing those emotions and calm, that spiritual awareness. All right, so then we have, this feels like it's the first one, the Two of Pentacles. So this is again where I'm talking about where I was seeing the Seven of Cups, even though that's the Nine of Cups, that there are options, but notice she's not jumping to one option or the other. She's got information here. She's got this one in the corner. That wand is with her, and she's looking out the window. She's gathering information from all different sources. With that orange color, that sacral chakra, like she's focusing on what am I seeing? She's focusing on, Spirit's slowing me down a lot because Spirit is wanting me to take in multiple things. So on this Ten of Wands, as I'm trying to figure out the orange and what I was going to say, there is an orange ribbon around this bundle. And I feel like what it's saying is, I'm hearing the embodiment of you. Like, this is you being able to focus on your true self, regardless of anything else. Like, these burdens, these sticks, these things that have happened, that orange ribbon is, and we're coming back to that Page of Wands too, like, it's you keeping the things that are true to yourself. Like, you're carrying this bundle of sticks, bundle of wands, with a ribbon that represents your internal compass is what I'm hearing. Internal compass. The word sounds weird right now coming out of my mouth. And also notice with the Page of Wands, we've got the City underneath, whereas with the 10 of Wands, we've got the City behind. And it feels like that. Like that here, you're holding on to this and rising, like you're above all the chaos. But here, it's like, okay, so all this has happened. And I'm carrying around that orange, like I said, still representing that you still have, like, you didn't lose any pieces of you. You have your souls. They're giving me a different word because it wasn't right the first time. Okay, well, what is the word? Let me concentrate on this for a second. Passion is not the word that I'm thinking of, but that's what's coming through. Like your soul's passion, taking yourself back to the roots and those options that you have, going back into your heart and your sacral chakra to say, what makes me feel good about what I'm doing? What makes me feel like I'm being authentic and true to myself? What do I feel passionate about? Not because of what's coming to me, possibly even from outside sources, but actually makes me feel this calm and that I feel like I can be clear-headed about that decision. So even with the two, and even with this, we've got the 2 swords and following with the 2 of wands. So thoughts and communication, and then passion, energy, forward movement. So you can balance the 2. You don't have to choose. It doesn't have to be that you're being attacked. It doesn't have to be that there's options that you're not sure what you want. This is about you getting clear. So then the King of Pentacles was the last card, and there's a wolf here, and for me that's representing, he's down here, that intuition, being discerning. This king is sitting back. And the King of Pentacles, like, he's pretty confident. He's pretty grounded. He's got green on, very heart chakra colored shirt. This is where you're headed. Notice that there's a lot of red and orange in this as well. Very grounding, and also that solar plexus chakra. But the energy of it, and this card and this one, is not like that fast, fiery energy of passion. It's that you're grounded in it. You're passionate about things, but you're making measured decisions and taking actions according to what you not just believe, but I'm hearing know to be true. So again, it goes back to that discerning your thoughts. Is there anything else? This feels disjointed. When I watch it back before I post it, it may not feel as disjointed because I feel like I feel that often that things feel disjointed. So 7 of Swords, this is where I was saying again, it may feel like, it to me, I'm seeing this as like feeling like you're having to duck and dodge is what I'm hearing. That's why I'm laughing. But feeling like you're having to kind of steal away in the night, like take away the defenses, take away the defenses. Like you're feeling like you have to prepare, you're having to overthink this. And the Queen of Swords is calling you to be measured in your decisions. And I was just talking about being calm. Like he's sneaking off under the moon, which illuminates the things that are hidden. This crow, if you can see, its mouth is open, it's calling out. So it's like it's giving away what he's doing, and like there are feathers flying. It feels something exposed. What about exposed? Let's see. Something exposed. You're feeling exposed. Why are you feeling exposed? Oh, Three of Swords. Because this is a heartbreak. And you don't know which way to go. Look at her face. This is agony. The heartbreaking, the emotions. And this is where Spirit is saying, with this judgment, I feel like it's use your own judgment. Understand that I'm hearing you're a helper. You're a helper. That Three of Cups is coming back into my head. You're a helper, but you can't change the outcome. Judgment is not yours to decide. I feel like you know that. So you do what feels right to you. I heard the word righteous as well. And if you've watched my videos, you know I'm not super religious. I try to not use a lot, but that feels right for this. So what feels righteous? Use your discernment. If it feels like it's not something that would be right or true to your heart, then that's not a path you want to take. And this card, I mean, not only is she heartbroken, and like the yarn is like it's being ripped apart. The heart is being ripped apart, and the contrast of colors, the tree, it's bare and feeling hopeless is what I keep seeing. And this is saying no. Like, look at her. She's like released. She's free. It's looking very similar to this death card. But she's free. She's feeling more like the energy of this Queen of Cups. There's a release. And that doesn't necessarily mean death. That doesn't necessarily mean death, but what it means is that you're releasing these hurts. So part of this is also not judging yourself. Whatever you feel like you have been able to do or not been able to do with whatever the situations are, and I know I'm focused in this reading on kind of like right now what we can do. It's releasing those judgments of yourself. I was going to say releasing judgments of others, but I heard trying not to be judgmental of others, because we all can be judgmental of different things. And as I say that, the pressure in my head is starting to lift. This is heavy. It is heavy. And there is a lot going on. I'll shuffle a couple more times and see if anything comes out. But I have a feeling that I say that and we've got the Strength card on the bottom of the deck. And this is one of my favorite representations of the Strength card. You don't have to go with that lion's roar. You don't have to go with that. People say meek when it comes to sheep, but you don't have to follow other people. You don't have to speak quietly. You don't have to speak loudly. It's just you being confident and knowing that what you are doing, you feel is right for you. That it is something that can be healing to you. And we do have that community card, that it's helpful to yourself and others. But understanding that you have to take care of yourself or else you can't take care of anyone. That was weird that there was a glitch on the screen. I don't know if that recorded or not, but it looked like I jumped from one side to the other. And the Ace of Cups just fell out, and she's got that cup between her hands. So again, I'm seeing this not only as offering that love and compassion and understanding to others, but also to yourself. Notice we've got the lepidolite, and it's got that purple in it, and in her dress there's purple. This is you connecting with whatever spiritual beliefs you have, higher self, whatever it is, and using your heart, your intuition, and your clear thought. Measured is the word coming back in, where you weigh things and see what feels right to you. I feel like that's a pretty full reading, but we're going to get at least one card if it comes out from the Intuitive Whispers deck by Maud Hurst. All right. So what is the encouragement? I feel like that's the question I need to ask. What's the encouragement? 31:4. It's got a clock on it showing time. It's got these birds that are migrating, and it says, what is meant for you will find you. It has this beautiful calm beach scene on it. So focusing on just doing what you can, and what is meant to find you will, or what is meant for you will find you. You don't have to just make all these decisions on your own. Some of the things are going to just come, and some of the things are going to just happen. Let go of control. 27, that breaks down to a 9. And I was about to reference the Knight of Cups before that came out, of the choices, and that you don't have to make them right now. And notice there's a sun in both of these cards. There's that light right there, and a dove. And the dove is out of the cage. The peace, it comes from you first. Letting go of control. You can't control everything. But sometimes those little things that you do, even if they feel small, are part of what leads to the ultimate release, to the ultimate change. That the tower, it's not going to feel comfortable. And it's definitely an ending, but endings aren't always bad. We'll see if there's anything else, but I think this reading is complete as it is, with maybe just one more message. Message going forward. What is the message going forward? 37. Let this be your sign. I'm going to cry. I'm going to try not to cry. Let this be your sign. And again, we've got that light, and we've got that stairway, and we got a lot of purple. Allow yourself to lean into that connection to your thoughts, to your higher self, to what feels right within you, to whatever divine it is that you connect with outside of what others tell you. Outside of what others tell you. Even if that's people that you feel like you would usually trust, some of them may be feeling like they're being helpful, but it may not be. So trust yourself. Let go of the need to control, because you can't control things. Release yourself from that cage, and what is meant for you will find you. This isn't going to be easy. This is something where there's a big shakeup that's happening in many places around the world. Things have to change, and change doesn't always feel good. I'm going to leave it on that. Whew. That was a heavier reading, but also some words of hope came through, and I hope that it was helpful. And thank you again for being here, for watching the videos, for liking them, subscribing, sharing, getting the messages out there, and just being a part of the community and raising the vibration of the planet, of our communities, of whatever, where we can. Allowing ourselves to know that we are one person, but we also are part of a collective. I think that's enough said. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your week, weekend, day, or evening, whatever it is for you. Take care.